Good afternoon. Welcome to the board meeting of the Teachers Retirement Board for September 18th, 2025. I'll start by calling the roll. Brian Berge.
Brian Berge, representing Mayor Eric Adams, present.
Thomas Brown.
Good afternoon, President. Thank you, Patricia.
Anthony Giordano.
Present, representing Pep Chair Gregory Faulkner.
John Dorser.
John Dorsey, Disney, Philip Bradley, and the present.
Victoria Lee.
Present.
Christina McGrath.
Good afternoon, Patricia, present.
Now we have an update on TRS operations from Kapita Conwell.
Thank you, Patricia. Good afternoon. Summer retirements, approximately 1,400 members retired over the summer with a retirement date in July or August. 97% of these members are now receiving payments, including 69% who are receiving a finalized benefit as of September payroll. Regarding our Chapter 551, TRS has welcomed almost 2,200 new members as a result of Chapter 551, a law that made all UFT titles eligible for TRS membership. About 300 new members have decided to join TRS, and nearly 1,900 members have elected to transfer their membership from BERS to TRS as provided by Chapter 551. TRS is working closely with the Board of Education Retirement System on the membership transfers. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavita. Could you send that to us electronically? Thank you.
Yes.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. Next is the Executive Director's report, and the first item on the agenda is the next meeting, which has been scheduled for Thursday, October 16th, 2025. So mark your calendars. The next is the controller's authorization to the controller of.
Please skip to the resolve.
Could I get the name of the resolution?
Oh, sorry. Hi.
Authorization to the controller of the City of New York to invest certain QPP funds.
Now maybe we skip the resolve.
I don't see any results.
This is waive the reading.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Let's waive the reading as we do this every quarter. So,
Okay. So,
sorry.
okay, I'll wait for the reading.
Right, so do I have a motion to approve the controller's authorization to invest QPP funds for TRS?
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
Great, any discussion, questions? Great, we're ready for a vote. All those in favor of allowing the controller to invest our QPP funds, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The abstentions, and this has been approved. Thank you.
Thank you on behalf of the controls office.
Thank you, John.
Next is the authorization to the controller of the City of New York to invest certain tax deferred annuity funds.
Please waive the reading.
And do I hear a motion?
So move.
Moved, is there a second?
Second.
So we're voting to give authorization to the controller to invest our TDA funds. Questions, statements, comments? Great. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
As opposed say nay. Abstentions. And this has been approved as well. Thank you.
Thank you again on behalf of the controls office.
Thank you, John.
Next is the result for the loan service charge for QPP tier 3, 4, and 6, and for TDA loans.
We skip to the result.
Resolved that effective December 1st, 2025, the loan service charge shall be $55 for tier 3, 4, and 6 QPP loans and all TDA loans. And be it further resolved that the QPP and TDA loan service charge shall next be reviewed in 3 years in the fall of 2028.
Great, thank you. Do I hear a motion to move this resolution?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion, questions? So all those in favor to approve the loan service charge for the QPP funds, tiers 3, 4, and 6, and TDA loans, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Abstentions, and this resolution has passed. Thank you.
Next is attendance at a conference. The following resolution is presented for consideration, possible adoption. Resolved that the trustees of the Teachers Retirement Board hereby approve the attendance or participation of the executive director and or her designees and any interested trustee at the National Conference on Public Employee Retirement Systems and CBRS 2025 Accredited Fiduciary Program and the 2025 Fall Conference from October 25th through the 29th, 2025.
Great. Is there a motion?
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
So, any discussion, questions? So we're voting to approve attendance at the NC PERS conference, fall conference. So those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Extensions? And this resolution has passed as well. Thank you.
Next is the calendar. And first item is the approval of the following minutes.
Please wait for reading.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know if I need them in here. Well, I guess not. So, all right, the minutes are for June 2025, investment meeting minutes, June 23rd, 2025, special investment meeting minutes, June 26th, 2025, board meeting minutes.
So I'll make a motion to adopt all three as a suite of minutes.
Okay.
Thank you. And is there a second?
Second.
Great. Any discussion, questions? So what we're doing now, we're voting to accept the investment meeting minutes of June 12th of this year, the special investment meeting minutes of June 23rd of this year, and the board meeting minutes of June 26th. We're voting on all of them. All those in favor of accepting these, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. And abstentions? So,
One abstention, Mr. Chair, just because I wasn't here.
okay, so the minutes have been approved. Thank you.
So next are the calendar items from July 2025 through September 2025. You've all received your electronic copy of those calendar items. So I'll go ahead and read them.
Please wait the reading.
Great, so we're going to entertain a motion to accept the calendar items.
So moved.
It's been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any questions? Great, so we're voting to accept the calendar items from July 2025 through September 2025. Those in favor of accepting the calendar items, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Abstentions, the calendar items have been accepted and approved. Thank you.
Under other business, we have finalized the date change of the April 2026 board meeting from April 30th to April 23rd. Just want to make everybody aware. I'm going to be finalizing that.
We'll so note that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next we have a TRS presentation, leveraging automation to drive quality, given to us by Anthony Martello and Alan, excuse me. Sorry, Alan.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with us, giving us the opportunity to talk about automation and testing.
Okay, thanks. My name is Tony Martello. I am the Deputy Director of the Quality Center of Excellence Unit that's organized under the Office of Operations. Here with me is Alaneda. Ala's in charge of our compliance testing team, which is basically responsible for systems and security certification, automation testing, and performance certification. Before we begin, we'd just like to introduce ourselves. I've been with TRS a little bit less than 6 years. Prior to this engagement, I spent the better part of 3+ decades in the private sector working for a financial institution in the same capacity, quality assurance and testing. At this time, Ala, do you want to come up and just tell us a little bit about yourself as well?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alaneda. I joined TRS in 2020, so I'm slightly 5+ years with TRS. I work with Tony. I report to Tony. As Tony mentioned, I am leading 3 teams, automated testing, security testing, and performance testing. I came from also private sector, from financial services and banking, where I implemented quality assurance policies to support automated testing and compliance testing. Tony, back to you.
Okay, if we can get into the content, can we go to the next slide, please?
Who's doing the slides?
Sorry?
Who's doing the slides?
Liz was doing the job. If we can go to the next slide. Okay, thanks. So what you're looking at here is basically our process. We are responsible for certifying all software and hardware changes to all of the requests that come into our unit prior to production implementation. As we had mentioned, we do functionality testing or business scenario testing and certification, performance testing and security testing. If I can call your attention to that line in the middle of the page, it's not the E-Train, but it's basically our filter, our process by which when we process all of the requirements that come into the testing organization, it's a tried and true process that by the time it starts and by the time it exits, that culminates with a production implementation, we would have put all of the business requirements through a rigid process that ensures that when it's loaded into production, when the functionalities are loaded into production, it's as clean as possible. The red blocks here that you see is basically the crux of our process. We author test scripts and we execute them manually and via an automated process. As we go through the process of testing the software, if there are issues, we open up the issue and we run it by our technology team who will fix them, redeploy it into our environment, test, and then get ready for the next test execution. At the end of our process, we sit with our business partners in the agency and we co-agree on deploying the package into production. At the end of the day, our takeaway is QCOE ensures every release meets expectations with fewer defects and faster delivery. This process is for all of the projects that come into QCOE, whether it's the modernization project that we're working on, which is a major conversion or migration project where we're lifting and shifting all of the hardware and software and business features, business functionality from our existing applications, migrating it to the new application. This process also supports ad hoc projects or defined projects, say like 1099 projects, compliance projects that come in at the end of the year. But I want to focus on the test cases, manual and automated test cases. Manual test cases are simply those. We have someone that sits in front of a keyboard, in front of a terminal, and executes line by line the business feature. When they are complete, they pass or fail it, and it just continues its process. The automated test script is basically the same thing, but it's automated. It's captured, and it's stored to a file. The beauty about automation is we could copy it to multiple test cases. We can run it individually. We can run it at any time, and we can run a whole bunch of automated test cases at any time during the day. In fact, we can have a nice casual conversation about talking the beauties of automated testing while we're doing our job at the same time. We have found that the automated process allows us to do a lot of good things, including save time, save money, and position us to do more research on testing tools on a day-by-day basis. What's the strategic value of automated testing? Why automated testing is important to our business? Well, it accelerates the time to market, right? We could bulk a whole bunch of test cases, run them automatically, execute it to production because of the way that we can execute in a very rapid fashion. Remember, if we're doing it manually, we're sitting at a terminal and we're executing line by line, and then we go to the next test case and the next one and the next one. Reduces testing costs. It increases efficiency through unsupervised testing. Additionally, in addition to automating, say, the front screen, the Aspen application, the Mendix application, in addition to doing all of that, we could use skills to do file crunching, data crunching, and do file compares with bulk data to supplement the traditional testing process. Yeah, if you want to move to the next slide, Liz, sorry. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. Automation versus manual testing. These 5 categories here, we've called out of our process because we want to highlight the benefits of automated testing versus manual testing. From a test case execution scenario, automated testing takes hours and minutes to set up. Manual testing takes days. Coverage consistency. Automated testing is repeatable and scalable. What does that mean? We could increase the breadth of the business functionalities, the business scenarios that we could support by using an automated process. Manual testing is subject to human error. If you think of it conceptually, you're sitting in front of a terminal and you're building test case by test case, line by line. If you make a mistake, you have to go back and you have to start executing it all over again. If I call your attention to the right side of the slide, we're able to, over time, and we went back and took a look at some of the numbers, we were able to take our process and on the manual side, increase and double the amount of test cases that we run over time. But from an automated perspective, we were able to do more because we saved time by automation and we were able to increase the breadth of the business scenarios that we could cover in our execution. And in both situations, you saw that we doubled the amount of test cases that we can execute per project. Our process is nimble. It can execute if we get projects in an ad hoc basis, if they're planned, any size. Our process works, and by virtue of the automated test cases that we have, we're able to execute accordingly and still achieve the same results. Maintenance overhead. Automated testing declines with optimization. The more that we could implement automated testing, the easier it is for us to go back and fix test cases if we have to. Strategic testing capacity. Automated testing frees up time for exploratory and edge case testing. By virtue of using automation, we can go back and really try to get cued, if you will, to do extended testing from an edge case. We've all gone into our deferred comp and look up our balances. And when you log in, you get that message in front that says, please confirm if you're a robot or not a robot. That's an edge case. So we're able to do that by virtue of leveraging automation, which frees up time and frees up resources. The takeaway is automation isn't just faster, it scales testing in a way manual efforts never can. As we get into this deck, we'll show you some numbers and how it's improved the quality of the implementations, which I think has made TRS more valuable as well. Next slide, please. Automation is better quality and faster releases. Automation growth. Let me just call your attention to the right side of this slide. Down at the bottom, as you see that we've grown our automation scripts, and we alluded to that on a previous slide. As we've grown our automation scripts over time, we've seen a direct correlation of production defects decreasing. Defect leakage. That's a key KPI for the QCOE team. That's basically our bread and butter. It's what keeps us going. It's what we measure ourselves by. What is defect leakage? Defect leakage is an issue that manifests itself in production inadvertently, which should have been caught during the testing process. So if you notice, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we were up around the 8%. By virtue of automation, and increasing the size of the business scenarios that we were able to cover, we've decreased that number to a very manageable industry standard 3.1% or so, which is outstanding, which means there are no issues that are leaking in production that we don't know about. We're very proud of that number. That's, again, our bread and butter. That's what we measure our whole team against. As a result also of implementing automation testing, we were able to go back into our script database, take a look at how we define them, and literally align them to the business functions of TRS. We were able to go in, take a look at all of our test cases and say, okay, these are retirement-based, these are member accounting-based, and so on and so forth, and literally able to go into the database for any project and determine what needs to be run. Go in, call them out, get them ready, and determine whether they're automated or not manual, and that's what allows us to size a project. So if a project is introduced to us and they ask me to say, Tony, go size your effort, I can quickly come back and say, you know what, it's going to take 1 man week or 2 man weeks. Because of the way that we set up our information on our database, we have that level of metrics, that level of in-depth information to quickly come back and render the testing effort. So not only is automation allowing us to test faster, it's improving quality, and it's allowing us to size future projects as we go forward. We're no longer limited by manual capacity. Automation is accelerating our coverage and quality at scale. So what does this all mean? Before we move on, what does this all mean? We've built a foundation through automation that we feel very confident about for the next generation. What's next generation? AI. I think someone alluded to AI. We've built a process where we hope, and we will, and we'll prove it, that we can level our process with automation. When AI, manifests itself here in TRS and it starts to grow, we're going to deploy our processes into the AI world to see how that works. And we're really looking forward to that. So before I turn it over to Ala, just want to say, after she, says a few words about AI and where we're going with that, we have a little bit of a treat. We're going to show you an actual execution of an automated test case for your viewing pleasure. Ala, thank you.
Next slide, please. So automation, we have it, we run it. So what's next? So the future is AI. AI is everywhere. We know about it. We read about it. So how AI actually connects to automated testing? In general, how we can even embrace AI, given the fact what we already automated testing. So there's two avenues right now we're exploring, is to implement or to integrate AI in manual testing and automated testing. What does it mean? For manual testing, it's the test case creation, which nothing else as outline user steps in a text format. AI can do it for us basically within seconds based on the business requirements. For automation, it's the code generation, right? So we explore the possibility of adding AI to help us to create automated scripts, and that should result in developing more efficient scripts, what are more stable, and as a result, we'll be spending less time in to maintain the existing scripts what we already have. According to Gartner, about 70% of enterprise testing will involve AI this way or another by 2027. So this is expectation right now, which come from a Gartner assessment. So that's just a few words about AI and how we approach it, what's our expectations. So next slide, please. Thank you. So this slide, as Tony mentioned, is a demo. We recorded an automated test execution for a very simple basic flow. The video will demonstrate an automated test of a user, which is logged in and enrolling in TDA tax deferred annuity program. The simulation include the user making and correcting 2 errors, after which the system confirms the contribution rate, investment selection, and successful enrollment. We consider this scenario as a pass. It's also worth to mention what we run these automated scripts on a regular basis to ensure what TDA Roth is not broken by any new application updates. With that, I will try to comment the video as it's progressing. So please, can we start the video? What you see on the screen is the system gathers information about the script that happens on the background. Once the information is collected, a web page with login prompts will open. Second. The web browser is opened. So here the user will enter login. It's a test login. It's not a real user login, and following by the password. All tests happened in the test environment. It's not the production environment and non-production data. The next, what you see, system confirms the user credentials and ask about the contact information. That's a standard prompt. The next one, right now you see the user try to navigate to TDA pages and enroll in TDA Roth. As we move forward, the user will be prompted to enter contribution rate. In this case, it will be 10%. It's hard coded. That's part of the scenario. Following by the investment distribution, where the user makes a mistake, corrects the mistakes. Again, it's part of the scenario. And following by the confirmation of successful enrollment. That's the page. That's the last step in the TDA enrollment process. That's how the automated script is running. Again, it's a simple scenario. It takes about 2+ minutes to execute the script. We can run in parallel multi-threaded scripts in multi-threaded fashion from multiple machines. So that allows us to run, I would say, about 20 scripts, 30 scripts simultaneously in parallel. So, and as Tony mentioned previously, we can expand the breadth of covering different scenarios, make sure nothing gets broken after application updates. Thank you.
So what you just saw,
If you think about it on an even grander scale, we get a request that says, you know, Tone, we need to put this change into production right away. Or this is a ad hoc project that just came down and we've got to support it. We go into our handy dandy tool of automated scripts. We assess what business scenario it covers. We set these scripts up and we execute them. And within, say, an hour, a day, it's done. So I can very easily assess how long it's going to take me. And this is where we hope to be more and more as we proceed here in TRS. We want to shift eventually, and this will be a challenge, to almost an all automated test script execution kind of scenario. That'll take some work. It'll take some more evaluation, but you see the strength. And this is really a simple concept. This is not very new. This is a concept that's been happening for decades, but it's applicable in a very strong way here because of the environment, the applications, and how we're able to work with everybody to get the information that we need with the right tools in order to build a scenario. So with that we're at the end of our discussion. Does anybody have any questions, comments that they would like to offer at this time? Sir.
Sorry, I just want to understand, because this is interesting, but it led in a fairly abstract way, so I want to make sure I understand the significance. So like, is it the case, right? TRS has a bunch of software applications, some of which are member facing, some of which are internal facing. They have a number of functionalities. These software applications are updated from time to time. We need to make sure that the updates don't create problems in the broader application environment that would be first encountered by members or TRS employees in some chaotic way. So there exists a simulated environment, the test environment, where everything about those applications is replicated, and you as the testers can go and basically have all of these interactions in a number of possible scenarios to ensure that everything remains intact and functional.
Correct.
So that when actual users are dealing with it in the actual world, everything is copacetic.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Thank you. Yeah, kind of business cases and that all kind of just zooms up, but I don't know, I feel like now I understand.
When I got here to TRS and, we were talking about some of the resources that were available, right? I found out that there were quite a few resources that were available that unfortunately I didn't have available in my prior role. Multiple environments. When we do data, we can take data from production and redact it, put it into the environments, full files. That's terrific. That's not real world, but it happens over here, which is fantastic. But what you just described, sir, is a situation where we have test environments that simulate the production environment, and we have all the applications connected to each other, including vendors that we pass data to. So when we test a business project, if you will, we go through the scenario as if it's in production, that the applications are being used by our internal members, right, the people on the line, and our teachers, our members who log on to the portal. We simulate that in a test environment. And we have multiple environments to do those kinds of tests, which is terrific. That's how this business works. But here in TRS, there's a lot of those kinds of resources where we could do full testing because of the ability to take data, full data, and deploy it into our production environment. Typically in a typical, environment, it's 20% and 30%, and you have to bargain for that. Here, they just go out, they make a request, take the data, deploy it into the environment, and it's done. It's redacted and it's protected and it's done, which is outstanding, right? So what you just described is a simulation of how it's connected in production. Patricia, yeah.
Oh, and are projects identified like topically? Like, oh, we want to see what happens when members in X scenario are trying to file for retirement or something? Are they identified in terms of topics that we would understand as, people who are mostly concerned with the
business ease. So for example, if we take the high priority TDA Roth project that's got to be in production right by January 1st. The name of the project is the TDA Roth integration. So we look for the requirements that explain what the essence of that project is, and go construct test plans, test cases, and then we vet it out with all of the business users, our technology partners, the business. We go to the SMEs that pertain to that function and say, here's what we're going to test. Is this what you need in these requirements? And we go to case by case and we do an evaluation. Once they sign off, we're all on the same page, then we build the test cases automatically or manually. And we execute and we raise defects. We have the defects fixed, and we do that round robin of work until we exercised all of the functionality via the request. We're all on the same page that we exercised it all. The system is working as delivered, as promised, and then we concurrently, our team and the business team, authorize production implementation. So it's a check and balance. We call it toll gates, but it's a check and balance process where if it's exercised and everybody is all on the same page, you really can't make a mistake. You can't not miss something. I mean, it happens, but you can't not miss something if you follow those very stringent toll gate rules and you go back and you round robin. Now with that comes, you have to be very, very strict on project deadlines and timelines. If you're going to promise to customers that it needs to be in production by say 12/31, by going through that process, you got to take that date and work backwards and make sure you meet that date. That's why there's work to do to make sure that everything is all taken into account, certified correctly before you implement into that date.
So when you develop an automated test script,
Yep.
which is you're testing certain functionality, like submitting a retirement application, and you then, to automate that, you have to then develop that. You actually, it's like programming to develop the automation. And then you have to test that to make sure that your automated test script is acting correctly before then you could start using it in a real.
Absolutely. And at the same time, test that the common code around that is not inadvertently broken as a result of the
Regression
testing. Yeah.
making sure you're not breaking something else when you put it.
So we're basically calling on it up physical test.
Which is important.
So when developers develop an application, it results in a front end, pageless, buttons, and input fields. What we do, we take the front end and on it top with some tools and people skills, we build additional code, what actually mimics user action. So if a user then has to press a button, machine actually can be instructed to press a button. If we want to enter, use, let's say, a name or select an option from a drop down, we can instruct the machine to do it through a code for our team.
So you are just mimicking what the human would be doing manually.
And if you tell me what we can run this code anytime, so if tomorrow we have new updates for the software, right, we can, yeah, we run this space. Otherwise we have to assign a person to do it, make sure nothing gets broken. Instead of that, machine does it, and the person can do something else, something more intelligent.
Tony.
This seems like common sense, but as we know, this sense is not always common. And so I would have thought this was happening, but because there's different programmers or different companies involved that can't have access to the other systems, that's why you guys are vital for, because you can access all the data, you can synthesize that and simulate that experience in reality, where it's the individual programmers only have access to their specific area. Okay.
Absolutely right, right? And the question, right, that Patricia asked, right, goes a long way. It goes back to automation is costs less time, but it's less costly. Because the code that we use, the programming code that we're using, we basically got it off the internet. It's freeware. We've downloaded it and we didn't have to pay a dime for it. We went in and we automated 1,400 test cases with that free software. So we're constantly able to look at that to determine if there's better code out there, better software out there that we could use to do this kind of work, right? And any other questions from anybody else? Any other comments? Good. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your time. It was a pleasure meeting you all. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, so that's it.
I think that comes to the conclusion, we're at the conclusion of our public agenda. Do you have any questions or comments? Okay, so is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Been moved, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any questions? All those in favor of going into executive session, please say aye. 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 Those opposed say nay. Abstentions. We are now in executive session. We are back into public session. We're now in back in public session, and we're gonna have a readout.
Priscilla?
I think Priscilla is on.
Yes, hello everybody.
Priscilla, how are you?
Very good. How's everyone?
Good, Priscilla. Thank you.
Wonderful. In the executive session of the September 18, 2025 board meeting, a resolution pertaining to an investment matter was presented to the board. The resolution passed. Details to be made public pending further action and at the appropriate time. Thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Thank you.
And I believe that's the end of our public session.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, sure. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn, which has been done by John and a second by Christina. Any questions, comments? All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Abstentions. We are, before we adjourn, I'd like to thank Will, our recorder, and Rich, our TRS tech person, without whom this meeting would not be possible. So Will and Rich, thank you so much. And with that, all those in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Abstentions, we are adjourned. Thank you so much, everybody. And let me know if we're out of